It is 8:20 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It is the 7th day of July 2025, and this is episode 1128 of Bitcoin. And Strategy stopped buying Bitcoin, at least for today. Elon Musk has announced something that's pissing a whole bunch of people off. You know what it is, but there's a small twist to it. We've got a gold explorer or mining company that is throwing their weight into a Bitcoin treasury. So they actually produce something. They produce gold. And even these guys are going to start buying some Bitcoin. And Jack Dorsey has launched a chat app that doesn't need the internet, which is at least going to be the first use case of a technology that I have just really come to appreciate over the last few years. And seeing it used outside of what the technologies aim for is finally kind of refreshing. People in Bitcoin have been talking about mesh networks for a while. It looks like Jack has actually done something with it, like I said, outside of its general purview. And then prayers go out to the people down in Central Texas. It's affected quite a bit of items, including Bitcoin mining. Speaking of, somebody has found a block, and there are a couple of announcements of yet more Bitcoin buys. But first, Strategy didn't buy Bitcoin this morning. After, 3 weeks or it's like 3 straight months or something like that of Bitcoin buys every Monday morning, or at least the announcement of Bitcoin buys every Monday morning. Today, it was different. They did not buy any Bitcoin, but they did make an announcement. It seems that Strategy is going to raise another $4.2 billion, and at the same time, their second quarter unrealized Bitcoin gains hit $14 billion. So Helen Partz, Cointelegraph, starts us off. Michael Saylor Strategy, the world's largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, reported a $14 billion unrealized gain on its holdings in the second quarter of 2025. The company recorded an unrealized gain on its digital asset holdings of exactly $14.05 billion, along with a deferred tax expense of $4.04 billion, according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission this morning. Quote, as of June 30th, 2025, the company's digital asset carrying value was $64.36 billion, with a related deferred tax liability of $6.31 billion, the filing stated. Despite the gains, Strategy paused its Bitcoin buying spree last week, with the company's BTC holdings remaining at 597,325 BTC following its last purchase of Bitcoin, 4,980 coins. Strategy's decision to skip buying Bitcoin came as prices fell to 105,400 last Tuesday before briefly surging above 110,000 on Thursday, according to CoinGecko data. The pause marked the first time since April, that Strategy skipped a weekly Bitcoin purchase. The company previously paused acquisitions when Bitcoin fell below $87,000. And following the previous pause, Strategy resumed with a 3,459 BTC purchase, which was announced April the 14th, 2 weeks after the previous buy of 22,048 Bitcoin on March the 31st. The newly released official Strategy figures are slightly above the estimations by Bloomberg analysts, who last week projected the company to report at least a $13 billion in unrealized gains for this second quarter. In addition to releasing the second quarter results, Strategy announced its latest $4.2 billion at the market offering on Monday. The company has entered into a sales agreement under which Strategy may issue and may sell shares of its 10% Series A perpetual Stride preferred stock, and the ticker symbol on that is STRD, at a price of $0.001 per share. I'm pretty sure that that's got to be a typo. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But hey, it could be right. Who knows? I am not a connoisseur of Bitcoin Treasury Company preferred offering stocks. Anyway, similar to other strategy offerings, including the $21 billion Strike ATM, this new ATM program is an equity raising mechanism designed to allow the company to gradually sell newly issued shares to buy more Bitcoin. Yeah, let's just print the debt. I mean, why not? Everybody else is doing it. According to an investor presentation accompanying the new $4.2 billion STRD ATM announcement, Strategy has so far issued $477 million worth of Strike and $163 million worth of Strife, or STRF. The total remaining ATM capacity across the programs is $44.8 billion, including $18.1 billion for the common stock MSTR, $4.2 billion for STRD, $20.5 billion for STRK, and $1.9 billion for STRF, Strategy reported. So the debt instrumentation is just at an all-time high, even though Strategy themselves did not buy any Bitcoin last week. But the big news is Elon Musk. He's announcing the America Party. Oh, for God's sakes. This is probably not going to go the way that anybody expects it to go. But in a twist, Elon Musk confirms that the new America Party will embrace Bitcoin. I'm pausing to simply say this. Bullshit. He's lying. He's lying. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I think he's lying. I think he's talking out of the side of his head. But Tesla CEO and tech entrepreneur Elon Musk has confirmed that his newly formed political party, the America Party, will accept Bitcoin. Quote, "Fiat is hopeless. So yes," Musk replied to an ex-user who asked if his new party would embrace Bitcoin. Elon Musk is no stranger to Bitcoin, as Tesla was an early adopter, holding BTC in its treasury. Under Elon Musk, as Tesla CEO, Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in early 2021, making it one of the first publicly traded companies to hold Bitcoin in its treasury reserves. Currently, Tesla holds a piddly amount of 11,509 BTC, which is worth approximately $1.26 billion, with the EV maker being the 9th largest publicly traded company to hold Bitcoin in its treasury, according to BitBo. The Tesla CEO has also supported Dogecoin over the years. Yes, we know, I don't give a shit. Jan 3rd, or Jan 3 founder Samson Moe said embracing Bitcoin could give Musk an edge over Trump in their ongoing feud. Moe stated that Tesla should once again start accepting Bitcoin as payment, and that Musk's SpaceX should give discounts for those who pay in Bitcoin. In 2024, Musk rejected the idea of using the Bitcoin network as a form of payment on Mars. However, Musk later entertained the idea, saying that a localized Lightning network could solve the issue of slow transactions. Musk has not always been pro-Bitcoin. In 2021, he claimed that the price of Bitcoin was too high, which led to BTC dropping in price. Yeah, there was other things going on at the time, guys. It wasn't just Trump or Musk. But speaking of Trump, Musk's relationship with Trump has deteriorated over Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, with Musk previously calling it utterly insane and destructive, and arguing that it will erode millions of jobs in the United States and cause immense strategic harm to the country. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act is estimated to add $3.3 trillion, that's trillion with a T, dollars to the national debt over the next decade. Musk questioned Trump's rationale for creating Doge, an initiative that aimed at reducing the U.S. national debt, if he was going to increase the national debt by trillions of dollars. He then later hinted that the U.S. needs a new political party that, actually cares about the people. Again, pausing to say bullshit. None of these parties are ever going to care about the people. It's too late. It's just too late for all of that. But on Sunday, Musk announced that he would be creating the America Party after more than 1.24 million people voted on his poll over whether he should create the party, with nearly 2/3 of voters voting in favor of having a new party. Quote, when it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy, Musk added. U.S. President Donald Trump has since lashed out at Musk for creating a third political party. Trump said that Musk's new party could fracture the Republican vote at the 2026 U.S. midterm elections. So, I don't know. I'm under the impression that we already had a third political party, and that would be the Libertarian Party. I know, it's okay to laugh. I'm just saying that it does exist. It may be ineffectual. It may not have ever had any hope in hell of ever having any kind of efficacy whatsoever. But the Libertarian Party does exist. It is the third political party in the United States. So technically, and I hate to do the actually guy thing, but actually, this is now the fourth American political party. I'm just saying. And as to his statement that they're going to embrace Bitcoin, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And even if I see it, if it's something like, okay, we bought one Bitcoin, oh, who cares? Okay, we're going to take our political donations in Bitcoin, but we're automatically going to convert it to fiat. That's not embracing Bitcoin. So in what way are you going to embrace Bitcoin? So I just don't believe him right now. I just don't. After his stunt with buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin and then immediately flipping and starting to talk about Doge all the time, and then selling 3/4 of the Bitcoin that he had bought, like, I don't know, it was like 8 months later or a year later or something like that. I'm done with this guy. I'm just done. I don't believe him. I can't trust him. But it is what it is. So we'll see. But I wouldn't hold your breath, right? Okay. So now let's move on to this gold explorer. They've joined the Bitcoin Treasury bandwagon. Vince D'Aquino from Decrypt has it. Hammock Gold, which is an early stage mineral exploration company focused on discovering orogenic and greenstone hosted gold deposits in Liberia, West Africa, is shifting part of its treasury into Bitcoin. It's listed on the London Stock Exchange and has been since 2022, and the company announced on Thursday that it had raised £2.47 million through a share placement, though it didn't specify when those funds were secured. This injection of new capital makes Hammock Gold well positioned to pursue two core objectives in parallel, Nick Thurlow, its newly appointed chairman, said in a statement. Those objectives include, quote, maximizing our existing gold exploration and development opportunities and seizing the transformative opportunity to lead the United Kingdom in Bitcoin treasury management, Thurlow said. While it remains pre-revenue and has no active mining operations, okay, so they don't produce anything yet. All right, so yeah, caveat, not producing anything yet. No revenue yet, and they're already jumping into Bitcoin treasury. Red flag, just saying. But according to this, Hammock Gold holds licenses across more than 1,700 square kilometers of prospective terrain. Bitcoin treasury pivots have become increasingly familiar strategies. And then they talk about Michael Saylor, and then they talk about GameStop, and then they talk about Opal, which is an Australian biotech firm with less than 1 month's runway in cash moving into Bitcoin, a big red flag. And then we have Venati Coffee, the Spanish cafe chain with only 6 locations, and it appears to be working from the same playbook. So this is like I said, this is a big red flag. This is something that we should be very, very aware of as we move forward in this brave new world that we find ourselves in of Bitcoin treasury companies. These guys don't have any revenue. They hold leases of 1,700 kilometers of prospective terrain, but a prospect is a prospect is a prospect. It's either going to yield gold or it doesn't, but they haven't put shovel one to a single patch of dirt yet. They got no revenue, and they have no active mining operations whatsoever, and they're raising money to buy Bitcoin in their treasury. This, again, sounds like the Hail Mary of a company that was probably never going to go anywhere anyway. I mean, yeah, sure, you can get licenses, I guess, and leases. See, this doesn't even say lease. This says license. So that's not a lease. Everything about this stinks. Everything about Hamak Gold at this point stinks. But if you want real gold, you need to go over to oshigood.us. That's oshigood.us. OSHI good.us. You can get some of his HODL butter, which he's actually, I'm looking at it now. It's this pecan butter that he makes, and it's I've tasted his HODL bars. I have not tasted the pecan butter yet, but the HODL bars are made with this pecan butter. And these HODL bars are so freaking good. And he actually has the banana chocolate chip HODL bar in stock right now. Again, its ingredient list is such: dates, pecan butter, which has pecans, maple syrup, cinnamon, sea salt, and black pepper. It's got dark chocolate chips. It's got banana powder. It's got peanut flour. It's cacao powder, vanilla extract, cinnamon, and sea salt. These things pack a caloric punch. If you need something in your backpack when you're on a hike, or this is not a snack bar. This bar has extreme utility when it comes to, I'm starving to death, and I literally have this little bar. That little bar, these little HODL bars, they're going to take care of you. They're going to get you through that last push up that hiking trail, right? So go get them and pay for them in Bitcoin. Yes, he takes Bitcoin, because if you're not taking Bitcoin for your goods and services, you're not in the Circle P, where I bring plebs with goods and services for sale to you, other plebs who might actually want to buy said goods and services from another pleb. All of these people that are in the Circle P, all my vendors, they love doing this stuff. So help support them, because when you support them and you use the code Bitcoin and with any of these vendors, then they know that I made a sale for them. That's how they know. It's a metric that me and my vendors use so that we can figure out, was the sale worth something to the vendor? And if so, the vendor gets to decide how much to compensate me. It's a handshake deal. I don't make contracts with these people. I ask them if they want to be in the Circle P. They, say, sure. What do I do? I say basically nothing. Give me your story. I'll read it on the air. And if anybody buys anything from you and they use the code, Bitcoin, and then you get to make the decision as to how much that sale was worth to you. And then you just throw me some Satoshis on the other end, either through Zaps or Boostograms or whatever. It's value for value advertising. So many people, they hate commercials. And I mean, I get it, but there's got to be a better way to present really good products. And the banana chocolate chip HODL bar from oshigood.us is a great product. I'm having one of these days today where I've got, I don't know, anaphasia. I can't think of words. I've been struggling all morning long. In either event, this is an outstanding product. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't actually try that. The banana chocolate chip hodl bar is freaking awesome. Go to oshigood.us, pick up some bars. Make sure you tell Oshi that you heard about it here on the Circle P by using code Bitcoin and BitChat. Jack Dorsey launches BitChat. It's a decentralized messaging system without the internet. Atlas 21 bringing it to you. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Block and co-founder of Twitter, has officially released the beta version of a peer-to-peer decentralized messaging service that operates via Bluetooth technology. Over the weekend, Dorsey dedicated his time to an in-depth study of Bluetooth mesh networks, relays, and store and forward models, message encryption models, and a few other things before officially introducing BitChat on X. The Bluetooth mesh chat system evokes the early days of web-based messaging in the late 1990s, reminiscent of IRC, or Internet Relay Chat, as Dorsey himself pointed out. So how does it work? Well, according to the white paper, BitChat operates through Bluetooth Low Energy mesh networks. The system enables encrypted communications without relying on internet infrastructure, making it resistant to network outages and censorship. The BitChat network is designed to be fully decentralized, removing the need for central servers, accounts, email addresses, phone numbers for registration, or any infrastructure dependencies, the technical document states. The system implements ephemeral messaging where messages exist only in the device's memory by default and aren't saved in central databases. The mesh networking setup allows for automatic multi-hop message forwarding, while room-based chats can be configured as group chats named via hashtags with optional password protection. A store and forward system temporarily saves messages for offline peers for preset durations. Each device acts as both a client and a node, creating a self-organizing mesh network where messages can hop between devices to reach distant peers. The system uses a Bluetooth range of 30 meters with bridge nodes linking separate clusters. Messages are encrypted based on type. Is it a private message? Is it a room message? Is it for broadcast? And large messages are split into smaller 500-byte chunks. Future plans include enabling messages over Wi-Fi to increase bandwidth for heavier messages. The system is designed for various scenarios such as conferences, protests, disaster-stricken areas like in Texas, or any situation where internet infrastructure is unavailable, unreliable, or untrustworthy. The document concludes that BitChat demonstrates how secure and private messaging is possible without centralized infrastructure, stating, quote, "By combining Bluetooth mesh networking, end-to-end encryption, and privacy-preserving protocols, BitChat provides resilient communications that works anywhere that people gather, regardless of internet availability." I'm rather excited about this, but understand that the 30-meter distance between nodes, like if you've got BitChat on your phone's acting as a node and a client, right? You need to be 30 meters away from the next person that also has the BitChat client and whose phone or device or whatever you want to call it is acting as a node, right? So because there's no internet, this is a highly truncated version of messaging, but it makes a lot of sense simply because in disaster-stricken areas where you've got a lot of people gathering, and there's a lot of people gathering in Texas right now about these floods. You know, I just read a report that even though that I'm from Texas and I live in Eastern Washington, I get Washington State news, and a whole bunch of people from Washington State are flying their happy ass down to Texas to go help. Well, it'd be really nice because right now down there, there's so much damage. Internet is unreliable. Telephone lines are screwed up. There's a lot of problems down there. The power is really flaky at this point. So it would be really nice if all these volunteers would be able to have instant messaging through their phones, but using mesh network. And since there's going to be so many of them down there, you would have an extensive mesh network. And it would probably operate in a way that feels very much normal as to just sending text messages while you're connected to, I don't know, data over a cell phone tower. Still, very excited about this. I can't wait to see where it goes. Meanwhile, let's run the numbers. Futures and commodities. West Texas Intermediate oil is up 0.8% to 67.59. Brent North Sea is up 1 1/3 to 69.18. Natural gas is up a full point to $3.44 per thousand cubic feet, and gasoline is up 1.15% to $2.14 a gallon. Shiny metal rocks are having a bad day. Gold is down 1/3 to $33 and $30.07. Silver is down 3/4 of a point. Platinum is down 1/4. Copper is swinging low, 2.28% to the downside. And palladium is the worst off at 2.67% in the red. Ag is mostly in the red. The only thing in the green is chocolate today, 0.79% to the upside. Biggest loser is coffee, 3.4% to the downside. Meanwhile, live cattle is up 0.8%. Lean hogs up 1/2. Feeder cattle up 1 1/3. The Dow is down 0.67%, and all of the indices are down today. S&P is down over 1/2, and NASDAQ is down 0.61%, and the S&P Mini is down almost 3/4 of a full point. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is holding at 108,460. That is a $2.16 trillion market cap, and we can get 32.6 ounces of shiny metal rocks with our one Bitcoin, of which there are 19,888,772.7 of. Average fees per block are really low, 0.02 BTC taken in fees on a per block basis, of which there is only one. There's only one block, and it's carrying 1,100 unconfirmed transactions waiting to clear at high priority rates of 1 Satoshi per VByte. Low priorities is also 1. I'm expecting a massive drop in hash rate due to what's going on in Texas. Right now, the hash rate is standing at 895.7 exahashes per second, but we are probably going to see a major drop in hash rate. Don't freak out. If we do, it's just because of Texas, right? So just everybody remain calm. Remain calm. From 4th of Do It Again, July 4th episode of Bitcoin, and I got Aggie Choot with 1,000 says, "Gee, no gimmicks." That's right, Aggie. Hearn 88 with 1,000 says, "We must declare independence from fiat and the Federal Reserve. Thank you, sir." No, thank you, because you are correct. Yodel with 511 says, "Happy Monday when you read this." Thanks, Yodel. I appreciate that. Pies with 420 says, "The Circle P, LFG." Pies with another 420 says, "Happy Freedom Day, my brother." Thank you. I appreciate that. And God's Death with 237. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. That's the weather report. Welcome to part 2 of the news that you can use. Texas weather crises and grid strain slam Bitcoin mining in June. This is out of Bitcoin News, written by Alex Larry. June 2025 was a tough month for Texas Bitcoin mining as heat waves, power curtailments, and even flooding combined to take a big bite out of the mining output across the state. Several major Bitcoin mining companies, including Riot Platforms, Marathon Digital, Cipher Mining, and Kango, saw significant declines in their BTC production. The drop ranged from 7 to 25% and was mostly due to weather-related power issues and participation in the Texas grid management programs. Texas has been a hub for Bitcoin mining due to its low energy cost and friendly policies, but the summer heat was intense in June and pushed the power grid right to the edge, forcing companies to take measures to avoid high electricity costs and prevent blackouts. To do this, many miners voluntarily reduced their power usage during peak hours, which is a practice known as economic curtailment. One of the reasons for the curtailment is Texas's 4 coincident peak program, which measures and charges large energy users based on their usage during the 4 highest demand periods of the summer. To avoid huge transmission fees, Bitcoin miners like Riot Platforms and Cypher Mining scaled back operations during these critical times. Jason Less, CEO of Riot Platforms, said participating in demand response and economic curtailment significantly contributes to grid stability while enhancing Riot's competitive positioning. Riot mined a mere 450 BTC in June. That's down 12%. They sold 397 BTC for about 41.7 million, but still maintained a large reserve of just under 20,000 BTC at the end of the month. Marathon Mining followed a similar strategy, mining only 160 BTC in June, and cited their proactive 4CP avoidance strategy. That's that 4 coincident peak program. And they did so to keep energy costs low. While their new Black Pearl facility came online at the end of June, it just wasn't enough to offset the production decline. Marathon Digital Holdings took the biggest hit. They're down 25% from 282 BTC in May to a mere 211 in June. The CEO, Fred Thiel, pointed to multiple reasons, including weather-related curtailments, old mining equipment, and what he called natural variability in block luck, which is the unpredictable nature of mining success. And if the heat wave wasn't enough, severe flooding in parts of Texas made mining even more challenging. Fox News reported that the floods were devastating, creating a humanitarian crisis. According to the latest reports, the flood left at least 59 people dead, including 11 children. This highlights the significance and sheer volume of destruction. This natural disaster disrupted local infrastructure too, including many Bitcoin mining operations. Flood damage and power outages from the storm also led to a drop in global Bitcoin hash rate, a key metric of the network's computational power. A decline in hash rate is sometimes seen as a bearish mark for Bitcoin prices, as it may mean instability or operational risk. According to mempool.space, Bitcoin Network's mean hash rate dropped from an all-time high of 917 exahashes per second on June the 1st to 832 on July the 2nd. That is a 10% drop. This caused the network to scale down its difficulty from 126.4 trillion to only 116 trillion in the latest adjustment. Although most companies struggled in June, CleanSpark didn't. The company increased its BTC production by 6.7%, mined 445 BTC, and sold only 8 Bitcoin. Good job, CleanSpark. Despite the challenges, the Bitcoin mining industry is showing signs of life. New companies like Eskom, which is South Africa's state power utility, NIP Group, and TWL Miner are entering the market, showing continued interest as well as investment. So yeah, that's the stuff that's going on in Texas from the heat wave, and now we're in the middle of these floods. It's going to drop hash rate. It just is. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that there's enough externalities going on that it's going to affect mining. Welcome to the world. Now, back to the Texas floods just a little bit, just to show you how bad it's getting. I've got this from CNN. if anybody's following the news about the floods in Texas, the death toll from Camp Mystic has hit 27. So 27 little girls got hit. The problem is that the rain is coming back, and Central Texas is already saturated. Now, the biggest problem with all of this is that Texas has been in the grips of a fairly severe drought for a long time. All the land is dry. And when the land starts out dry and you throw trillions of gallons of water on it, it doesn't soak in. It simply just kind of rolls around the ground. It doesn't soak in. So that added a whole bunch of injury to an already insulting situation. And unless those rains stop, we're going to have continued flooding. And the continued flooding is going to continue to destroy life and property, and it's going to also affect everything else. So power grids are being weird right now. Bitcoin mining's being weird right now. Prayers go out to the families of the children at Camp Mystic. In fact, I think that if you weren't following, the Guadalupe River rose somewhere between 20 and 28 feet in less than 2 hours during this flood that really started in earnest on July the 4th. So it's not stopping. It's not stopping. But another solo Bitcoin miner has beat the odds and has clearly mined their very own block for a $350,000 jackpot. Ryan Gladwin from Decrypt. A solo miner bagged a reward of 3.173 BTC, which is right at 350,000, by mining block number 903883 late Thursday night. And winners like this don't come around often. In fact, one expert says that an underdog this small will only win every 8 years on average. Thursday night's lucky winner was identified as using Solo CK, a nonprofit service that enables Bitcoin miners to attempt to mine solo blocks. By using Solo CK, the miner paid a 2% fee, but avoided the overhead required to run a high-end mining rig. Quote, congratulations to miner, and then they give us the Bitcoin address, with 2.3 petahashes for solving block number 301, the pseudonymous Dr. CK, the software engineer and admin for Solo CK, wrote on X. Quote, a miner of this size has about a 1 in 2,800 chance of solving a block every day or once every 8 years on average. To put it into perspective, 2.3 petahashes, PH, short for petahashes, works out as a slither of Bitcoin's total estimated hash rate of 881 exahashes per second. That's just a 0.00026% of the hash rate, to be exact. And when compared to Foundry USA's hash rate, the mining pool that processed the block prior, the solo miner still pales in comparison with just a fraction of Foundry's 271.7 exahashes of hash rate. Bitcoin miners spend computational power to solve complex mathematical equations. No, they do not. This is what drives me crazy. It's not solving a complex mathematical equation. It's making a guess. It's simply rolling dice. It's not that complex. Where it gets complex is when I have a hardware wallet spin up a new wallet address for me. That's ECS or ESCDA or ECSDA is like ecliptic curve mathematics. It's complicated. That's complicated. Signing a transaction is kind of complicated. That's complicated math. But guessing at a block header is not that complicated. It's not. It's just not. Please stop saying that. Anyway, this guy, this solo miner, was competing against massive companies for a block, and it's pretty hard. The odds of actually winning the reward pretty low. I mean, most solo miners who go this route join mining pools that combine participants' power and split rewards among them. And Scott Norris, CEO of independent Bitcoin miner Optiminer, told Decrypt that solo mining is like playing the lottery, despite some lucky winners. So congratulations to the solo miner who won their very own block. This actually happens a lot more often than I think we're giving it credit for. Don't know why, but it does happen. And so all the people that always poo-poo about solo mining, you never know. I mean, you just never know. There's no reason not to try it anyway. All right, so on to the announcements from all these Bitcoin treasury companies. Similar Scientific has bought another 187 Bitcoin for $20 million, bringing their total holdings to 4,636. And, I've been blocked from access from the block. The Smarter Web Company has hit a 1,000 BTC treasury milestone. They bought another $24 million worth of Bitcoin, and that turns out to be an additional 226.42 Bitcoin, which they bought. And finally, we have Metaplanet, who has bought an additional 2,205 Bitcoin as part of its ongoing Bitcoin treasury strategy. It now holds 15,555 Bitcoin as of today. So that's it. It's a much shorter show than normal. There's honestly just not a lot of news going on, so I won't bend your ear anymore, and I will see you on the other side. This has been Bitcoin and I'm your host, David Bennett. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and hope to see you again real soon. Have a great day.